listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's R&B Divas After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's R&B Divas After Show.
Shantae's got a mind at home. I gotta go home. And he's so good. I'm sorry that
All right.
you made it home.
Thank you for doing it. We are doing another episode of R&B Divas LA Season 1, Episode 2, titled Divalogues. Welcome back, Megan.
Hi, I'm so glad to be here.
My sister.
I'm sorry that.
So tell everyone's been asking about you.
Have they?
Yeah, so tell everyone.
We've been missing you, boo.
So,
No, I was at school, so I'm sorry about that, guys. I had to take care of some schooling, but I'm back. You know, education's the
It's
key.
paramount.
you were doing some other stuff. Let me plug you. You were doing things like
was I doing?
interviewing Kevin Hart.
I did. I interviewed Kevin Hart for a website called That Great Juice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I've
Working.
been working, honey.
And that song we were listening to is called Shantae's Got a Man.
It is, and it goes like this. Shant. I was playing.
Okay, so
I know y'all missed me. I missed you guys.
we're glad to have you back.
Thank you.
So, question for you guys. Who is your favorite singer for R&B Divas LA? And why?
Well, the person who I'll say, because they're all great, great, great singers. The person that I would love to listen to the longest would have to be Claudette Ortiz. Her voice is amazing. I forgot how amazing it was.
I believe. Well, I have to say this. I think all the ladies are worth their while and have a great reason why they should be on the show.
Yes.
I mean, from Kelly to Shantae to Little Mo to Dawn to even Claudette. I think they all brought.
Don't forget Michelle. Don't name everybody.
But all of them bring such a powerful quality to their careers. For me, it's Lil Mo. I like the heat rock. I like the hoodness. I like the power in her voice. I like the gospel, R&B kind of vibe. But I do love Claudette's smooth. And it just depends on what I feel like or where I'm at in the day.
Look,
If
you
I'm
supposed to
just
pick
rocking
one
out,
person.
just I'm like chilling.
You know.
I say Lil Mo. That's my number
okay,
one.
Lil Mo.
I'm gonna pretend to be Larice. So let me see if let me see if I can look
Swell
buff.
up your chest.
So Larice would say, I think he would say Kelly Price because he likes those power singers because you know how he likes. You have to, you know, I have to hold up like this because Larice can't put his arms to the side. So I'm being Larice. So I think Larice will like Kelly Price because he like those real powerful singers. Okay, that's
a lot. Right
that's a
there
lot.
for you.
Mine is I'm torn between two. Shantae Moore because I like singers with like really high registers, and she could just really give you there. She can get up in that high soprano range, as well as she can get up in that whistle register. So Shantae, for me, is one, and then the other one is Little Mo because Little Mo, she has that hood ability to her.
Yes.
But Little Mo is like that ultimate alto for me.
Yes.
You know in church choirs how that one powerful screaming alto can just always take you there.
Yes.
She's my that soloist in the choir that could just always take a song and just take it there for you. So Little Mo and Shantae is for me. All right, so now there was a lot that was going on. So let's get into Shantae's birthday dinner.
Because Shantae don't have no man.
Wait.
Shantae
First off, I would like to say I really like this whole show. As a whole, as a quality, I loved the producers for what they did on putting the different topics together. But, you know, it started off with her birthday dinner. I thought it was great that the women were able to get together. It's, to me, the epitome of how business should be done when it comes to people of like mind, same racial background, cultural backgrounds, or even if being in a diverse manner and you're being friends with whites or blacks or Asians or whatever, I think it should be. You get together, you have fun. It doesn't have to be business, but if business goes, it should be able to be harmonious.
It flows, yeah.
It was like the great ideas that were popping up. Everything was so organic in the situation. I was in awe of when it came to watching R&B Divas before and watching this R&B Divas LA, to see a refreshing these women come together, and it's like no ego. It's like they didn't even have a concept of that.
It's early right now.
It's still early, but it starts from the beginning. You have to have the right mindset.
I don't know, because I think at the beginning of R&B Divas Atlanta, the first few, it was fine too, until they got to the second season. Obviously,
but they had prior issues too.
But yeah, I do. I think they didn't mesh well. But I think something that Kelly mentioned when her and when Shantae Moore was out on Launchmart at that little cupcake place out in LA, LA Hollywood area, Kelly said, I want to thank you for coming because, you got up, you sung, I didn't pay you a dime. When you are dealing with particularly professional singers, like when you have them come up and sing or do a hook, the business aspect is you pay them.
Right.
But they all got up and they did it for no pay, and they got up and did it. And then even just when they're at their birthday dinner, how they're all singing happy birthday. Like they love, they love to sing, and it's not a thing, well, if, if I'm gonna be on the show, you got to pay me for this. It just seems like it's great sisterhood.
Right. And I'm just going to say that birthday dinner, scrumptious.
Oh, man, the food was so good.
Oh, my goodness.
I just want to jump through the screen.
Right.
The chicken.
The crab cakes got me.
So seasoned right.
Yeah.
You can tell. I couldn't smell it, but I can smell it.
Right. Kelly know how to cook now. Kelly Price, she's been known to make some great meals. So
she need a restaurant.
Yeah, the food looked, and what was so cool about it was when Kelly was trying to explain what she wanted to do, which we'll get into in a second. But you saw Shantae. Shantae's like eating her food. She's eating her food as she's listening to it. Dawn is, she looks like she didn't eat a lot, but she was, slowly picking and you just, it just felt real. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It just felt really real, and I really like that.
And here's a tidbit. So Claudette Ortiz used to have a catering company, and she worked as a chef. So that's why she was in the kitchen, because at first I was like, can Claudette cook? She's in the kitchen with Kelly. But that's why she's at her own catering company.
Well, she got 3 kids.
She's better.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot of women with 3 kids that can't cook.
That's so sad.
She looks like they all. Little Mo looks like she's a good cook. Kelly, Claudette. The only ones who I would think maybe don't cook as well will be Dawn.
Why? Just because she's single, she doesn't have any kids?
Just her persona.
Down on the kitchen.
There's her persona. Like, I'm sorry, like Megan.
Do I look like I can cook?
You look like you are fairly cooked, but you don't look like you burn in the kitchen.
Honey, I'm country, okay? I grew up in a southern barbecue joint with old southern grandmas teaching me how to make chitlins.
But I take that back
because so you don't ever know.
I take that back
to everybody.
And you're half, so I would figure you can do the best of both worlds. So I bet you can just really,
See what I'm saying? You can't tell off of appearances, because people would think that I can't cook at all. I'm an award-winning baker, I'll have you know.
I'm a ghetto cook, ghetto chef.
See?
You know what I'm saying?
So you can't tell. Maybe Dawn is maybe Dawn can't cook. I don't know. She does kind of look like she can't cook, but I'm not gonna put that on her. I'm not gonna put that on her. We don't know. You
can't put it on her.
You can't
That's
look
true.
at somebody and say you don't know how to cook.
I'm saying.
You don't know.
Well, okay. Well, do I look like I can cook?
No. I'll tell you. Don't never trust no skinny people cooking. I'm sorry.
Oh, wow. You went there with that.
I sure did.
Well, anyway, so Kelly announces what she finally asked the girls last week, what they agreed upon to do. And so Kelly wants to do this monologue where they're incorporating their personal life and they're putting it into music, but into monologue style. What do you guys think about that?
Thought it was amazing.
Yeah.
I thought it was a great concept. I thought it was a great way to re-dive into your music and then bring the audience closer to who you are as an artist, who you are as a person. I mean, I think the one thing I was wary of as the episode kept going was if everybody's choice was to show their pain. For me, I mean, I think it's just as important. I mean, just like the show is holistic, where you hear about the relationship issues, but you also see them working together positively, making music, performing, and all this other stuff. I feel like that that should also be within the whole Not Your Monologues, which would be, you know, a holistic look at African American women and what they go through in society, and it being representations of the music that they already put out, and being able to connect the audience with stories that they may not have known about, you know, those particular songs. I thought it was like, and then the fact that they kept everybody, like I said, it was another organic moment where the women kept jumping in and having little tidbits that would really all of a sudden make the idea seem like it was something even greater than when Kelly just first announced it. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, and then that's what, I mean, I think it's a good idea, but that's also when Dawn said, okay, we're talking about this, and this is bringing up my virginity, you know.
Shantae Moore. It was Shantae
who's kind of like Kiki.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Shantae, yes. Talking about her virginity and how she lost her virginity at 17.
At 17. And Little Mo, she co-signed. She was like, how old are you? I'm being nosy. And she just dove right into it.
And people were comfortable and open.
Right, right. And so I think it's going to be a really, really good show. It's something that I would want to see.
Also, they're all honest, but Little Mo is honest in such a way where it was something serious, but I can't help but to laugh when she was talking about, we was on the phone and dude was like, okay, you're gonna lose your virginity tomorrow. Like the way she tells her stories, I can't help sometimes but to laugh.
Yeah, I like, okay, so you know how in R&B Divas Atlanta, I feel like Kiki was a comedy relief, and now we have Little Mo, who is a comic relief in this season, in this show.
Yeah.
But I think Kiki and Shantae have a lot more similarities in how they talk and like to be silly. Like I'm almost expecting for Shantae to continue to show this kind of quirky side I never thought she had, especially with.
I like her, yeah. I like her.
Yeah.
She's not scared to be funny.
No, not at all.
Silly.
And we're not scared to tell you about iTunes.
Yes. People, we love the fact that you love AfterBuzz, and we want you to continue to go to iTunes, comment, rate us. We love fives, but we want you to be real with us. Also, with the question we presented, who's your favorite R&B diva? Why? We would like to see that. We would like to know what you're thinking of us, of the show. Go ahead. Subscribe, and your Androids and all those iPhones and all that.
At the dinner table, Little Mo mentioned how she's a little rougher on the edges, and how her husband said, you know, I'm not trying to marry your dude, and so she's had to kind of soften up a little bit. And she's more ladylike, and so I think that's a great way to transition into how moms versus careers was pretty. That topic was pretty heavy in
in this episode.
In this episode, and then so Shantae met up with her ex-husband Kadeem Hardison, who played Dwayne on NBC's A Different World, and so we got to see them talk and interact. And what do you guys think about that?
I love their relationship. I'll be honest with you. It almost made me go, why did they ever break up?
I think it was religious.
And she explains it. She says, you know, for religious purposes. And it's almost sad because they have such a natural chemistry. I mean, they have a child together. It's obvious that they have the love between them. So I'm kind of sad that they broke up and they couldn't get through their religious differences because they really do have a good partnership.
I mean, but it does show the importance of knowing where you're at and knowing your beliefs and sticking to them. I mean, I think to a certain degree, it's sad and unfortunate that it may separate you from great, positive people at times. I think it's just as important to know that that's a realistic thing that's out there. I mean, you can love somebody and be perfect for them, because her relationship with him looks like it was fine, and that was the issue. But with her and Kenny Lattimore, I think they were like a Christian poster board relationship, and then all of a sudden they're going through all kinds of chaos, which, you know, it's the whole evenly yoked type thing, but then it comes into realistic values of knowing who your partner is and who they are matters more so than anything else.
Yeah.
And we don't know the whole story.
Yeah,
so
well, hopefully, I believe that they'll continue to deal with this topic throughout the thing, because they seem like is really strong within the issues of these particular group of women.
And Shantae, she's very upset about it. You know, her ex-husband Kenny Lattimore, you know, served papers of wanting to get full custody of their child. And I don't know, for me, whenever something like that happens, people always wonder if a father is trying to file for full custody. I think in people's minds they kind of wonder, okay, well, what's wrong with the mom?
Right.
Because it's it's common that in a divorce, normally the mom.
Yeah. So that, you know what that tells me? It's one of two things. One being, Kenny truly feels like Shantae is an unfit mother, and that's why he's doing this, because it's not typical of a man to say, I want full custody of my son. You know, so he may feel that she is an unfit mother. That might legitimately be why he wants to get full custody. Or,
well, I mean, Shantae did state that.
She said that, but she said that he wanted it because he was trying to get back at her. So he didn't legitimately think that she was a bad parent. That's what she's saying. He's just saying that because that's the only way that he can keep his control over her since they're not married anymore. So I would say those are the two reasons. I would lean more towards, I mean, just going off of an outsider.
I just want to say Shantae told her manager that one of the reasons that he stated was because she's not able to be a better mom. So
no, that's what I'm saying though. So he's saying that, but he might be saying that either because it's really true or because he really does want to get back at her. And Shantae's point of view is he just wants to get back at me. He just wants, this is the only thing left that he can do to me to hurt me. That's why he's doing that. He's coming from a vindictive place rather than from a loving, helpful father.
And what's also interesting is Shantae's manager, Cheryl, said that he's gone 9 months of the year anyway.
Right.
Well,
which makes me think that's vindictive. It's not real.
Relationships are hard, and it gets real ugly, especially when you give your heart to somebody and you even manifest a kid. So I believe that it's just really hard to want to pick a side, but you know that through those kind of actions that is really ugly, you know what I mean? And it may be truthful to the end of her not being able to take care of her kid. I doubt it, because the way she comes off on the show, she seems like together. Usually, if there's an issue, you could kind of sense it outside. If it's just not, you know, she doesn't take care of her kid because she don't want to. It's always some reason that's extracurricular. And she seems like her life is together.
And then the fact that she's still good friends with Kadeem Hardison, who she said was basically her best husband.
Right.
And there seems to be no issues between those two. So you kind of wonder, but you know, I'm not taking a side. We wanted to,
jump in that.
just
but
jump on
that's ugly.
both. Yeah. And then
Get it together, people.
Little Mo and her husband.
I like them.
I like them. They're a cute couple. They're a good couple. They're funny. I will say, I do want to watch them because I think that they're Little Mo and herself is hilarious. Little bundle of energy.
But I think they have a not so turned up version of Kiki and Michael's relationship.
I can see that,
where it's the business, he's the more calm, brings the reason. She can go off and be emotionally connected to her words and be the star, be the breadwinner of the family. And it seems like they just know how to represent from their sides. And
but she's having an issue, though, with being, you know, she can't be a stay-at-home mom. She knows she's got to go to work. And so it's kind of hard because they're battling being in a new city, you know, with all these kids.
And obviously prices.
Right.
She transition to life,
$25 a gallon of gas.
And $1,000 a week for a nanny.
Yes, it was just... Which is
and all you gonna do is poop. All you gonna do is poop.
Right.
No, Dookie.
She's so funny.
Yeah. And while they're having this conversation, she's standing over a skillet.
Frying some chicken.
Yeah, that's how they do it. You know she can cook.
Yes.
Talk that business.
Yeah.
Right.
Fry that chicken.
Yeah, I love it. I totally love it. And then Little Mo and Claudette had a really good conversation because because Claudette revealed that her ex-husband she hadn't seen since September, and how it's been really difficult. It's not that she retired from music, it's just that she really can't, she didn't have the time to do it because her ex-husband is away and he's doing his thing, and it's really hard for her to to record and do music because she has to raise the 3 kids, and she just recently moved from the East Coast. So.
Yeah, and this is to be honest with you, this is an issue that a lot of women have, not even just in this industry, because they, you know, when you're a mom, it's a little bit different in society than a dad. Society expects dads to go off and work and leave the kids with mom. But what happens when mom works and she's a very good breadwinner? You know what I mean? These are issues that are real, and this happens in every industry where mothers are like, what do I do? Do I stay here with my children? Do I leave? Do I, you know, what am I supposed to do? I want to be a good mom, but I also need to get money for them if I'm taking care of them myself. So that's real. This is a real topic.
Yeah. And the cool thing with her husband, I think his name is Philip. You know.
Oh, hold on, Lil Mo's husband.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's a composer and he scores. So I think they'll work it out.
Yeah.
I think they'll be able to work it out, and I think that.
I mean, those are natural transitions in moving, family, and all those kind of things that trickle into really sticking with your career. And I think they made the right move. I think it's not easy, so of course those kind of issues are coming up. But the way they talk, you could tell they could address any problem, and that's what's most important.
Yes, and what's important is that you go to SerialBuddies.com to catch this brand new movie called Adventures of Serial Buddies. It's hilarious. It's about some serial killing friends. It's hilarious. You got to go watch the movie. But more importantly, this movie, if you purchase it and you download the movie, it helps us here at AFTERBUZZ TV. It helps us to keep the lights on. It helps us to be commercial-free and ad-free. It allows us to continue to do this programming for you week after week with our millions of shows that you love. So please go to SerialBuddies.com and make sure you download the movie to help us out right here at AFTERBUZZ TV.
Something else I just wanted to mention, when Little Mo and Claudette were, when they were having a discussion, they were sitting out in the front yard while their kids were having a play date.
Yeah.
It does not get any more authentic than that.
Right.
I just thought that was just cool that their kids are just running around playing, and they're just sitting on the steps, just having a conversation. Camera crew was filming, and they're just, I really like that.
They're just real ladies. They're real.
Yeah. And so Claudette, we were just discussing Claudette. There's a sadness in Claudette's eyes. There's a total sadness in Claudette's eyes. And so she had dinner, or she had lunch with her ex-husband, Ryan Toby, who is one of the members of the group that she was in, City High, as well as, you were like, I know him from something. Sister Act, you remember?
Him, yeah.
Oh, Happy Day. Yeah, when he came in, and she was like, oh, Happy Day, yeah. And La La La, you remember that?
Oh my gosh.
So
he was in there, yes.
So he was in there.
He's an actor. No, he's a singer too. Okay.
Actor, singer.
Yeah.
And
Lauryn Hill was in that thing too.
Yes, you're crazy. I'll say, I was just noticing every time you see Claudette speak, she does have a sadness in her eyes. She seems like she's worn down. She's been beaten down. Her spirit is just low, and you can feel it every time she speaks. She's just tired. And so when she's having this conversation with her ex-husband, I mean, it all comes out. She's basically dealing with, she's nice. She's nice to him. She wasn't rude to him. And a lot of mothers sometimes will take their frustrations and anger out on the ex-husband, rightly so, because if he's not there. And that's what she said. She just had to keep eating her food and stuff in her face so she wouldn't say anything horrible to him.
Let's back up. I believe they started shooting the show around January, February. And so she said that she hadn't seen Ryan since September.
Right.
And that was the last time that he saw the kids. And so you can tell she's a little hurt by that. But then, to add insult to injury, when he asked about if she was still working on music, she said it's kind of hard. And he's like, well, I send you tracks. And then she came right back and said, well, the track you sent me right before I was getting ready to record, you then said that I believe that he sold it.
Yeah, he sold it. But here's the thing. I don't blame him for that, because he is right in the fact that
you got to get that money.
Exactly. If somebody wants to buy this track, I can get you another track. If I'm a composer and I make music, I can write you another song. So my apologies that somebody wants to buy this, but them buying this song puts more money in my pocket, which goes to our kids.
That's a valid point, but he could have maybe sent her another track or done something.
Exactly.
Because it appeared in that conversation that he said, I sold it, and he probably hadn't spoke to her in a long time.
Well, yeah, you could tell, because he was like asking about what she's doing with music. I mean, that shouldn't even be a question if they're really engaged in anything.
And I will say this, Claudette does not know her worth. Because first of all, the girl's absolutely beautiful. Her voice is amazing. And you can see the way that she responds to him. It's kind of like, well, you didn't send me any more songs. And it's like, Claudette, you're amazing. You don't even need his songs. Trust me, there's somebody that's going to sign you that's going to give you a lot better songs. But I think she's,
But I hate to be negative, but she hasn't come out in a long time.
But that's what I'm saying.
She hasn't had a solo career, and so how do we know that she can't easily get signed?
No, she can, because she has what it takes. But the problem is, because we've already seen it with City High, she's got it. But the problem is, she does not know her worth. She doesn't see how amazing she is and her music. She doesn't understand that. So she's over here thinking that, and this is a typical case of a woman who's been battered. And she said that she has been battered in the past, and a woman who's been in this kind kind of relationship a lot of times has low self-esteem, and it comes through because she's thinking that the only way I can sing is if he sends me tracks. Because I would have been like, well, you didn't send me that track, but guess what? I got all these other tracks coming in because I'm that great. And he does. It's like he has that over her, and she just doesn't see it. And she comes from a really beautiful and kind place, because she also says that, you know, I was hurt when we got divorced. He left. I felt abandoned. I was hurt. And usually women who have a higher self-esteem are like, yes, I was hurt, but you shouldn't have done that to me because I'm worth more. So what I'm saying is, I feel like when she figures out who she is and has more self-esteem, she's going to be unstoppable.
But he did apologize and say, well, no, I'm sorry, he didn't apologize. He said that I was wrong, and she said amen. And so I think she's been waiting for that for a long time.
I wonder why it took the show in order to bring that out, but I mean,
I don't know. Some people are.
No.
I don't know if it's. Do you think it's genuine?
I don't.
Yeah, because like I said, it took the show for it to come out.
I don't think it was genuine. I think it was. I think as a guy, he was kind of playing her in some ways, because after he said he was wrong, then he goes into the puppy dog eye. You still love me?
And that's what I'm saying. That's like when you have a man who knows that he has control over you, this is the type of things that they do. It's kind of a game. So he's playing a game with her, like, but do you love me? And she's like, you know,
love you how?
Like,
love
exactly.
You, yeah.
But then she does say, I'm not in love with you. And then he's like, well, I love you. This is a game here. And this is why I'm like, Claudette does not know her worth. Poor baby. Poor baby. I hope she gets it together.
She gonna get it together.
Yeah.
She out there in the limelight now.
But yeah, I agree. She totally, now that she's on the show, she has this vehicle to let people know that she's out there. And I think people will reach out to her and, you know, give her some tracks. Maybe she'll get signed, or maybe she'll do an independent album, or, you know, throw some tracks out there. But
or maybe she can do a duet with me.
Girl,
don't go back to City High.
Look, you guys are haters. Don't be mad when I go platinum.
So, Black, has your video come out from Fantasia?
Yeah, it's been out. I think a couple people hit me up. 106 apart.
Okay, because I had to change the subject because I didn't want to respond.
That's all right. It's all right. Me and Claudette.
Okay, so let's go into Shantae's live performance at the Hope House.
Because we have to talk about the cheating husbands.
Oh, I'm sorry. I totally forgot about that. Yes.
Michelle Lee.
Yes.
Michelle A. Is it Michelle Lee or Michelle A?
Michelle A. Saying it different.
I know.
On the show.
Nobody know how
to say her name.
Michelle A, right?
Michelle A.
That's what I thought.
I don't know at this point now.
We're going to call her Michelle A.
Maybe she could call us in.
No. Well, she tweeted us last week.
Oh, snap!
All right, Michelle, call us, girl. Let us know.
So we hope you come on the show. I reached out to our people.
And Claudette.
Yeah.
And Kelly. She all of them.
All of them.
You know, Lil Mo.
And they can do duets with me.
Dawn, I rock with all of y'all.
Look, see, every time I say that, Bamm looks at me crazy. I just want someone to do a duet with me. Will you do one with me?
We don't want to embarrass you, because I mean they're all powerful singers, and they'll all right,
you know what?
Abusive. So let's get on the topic. So Dawn and Michelle A were getting pedicures. And again, another very in-depth, deep conversation. What do you guys think?
I thought it was, you know, these women have been through a lot, and just because sometimes we put celebrities on a pedestal and we think that they don't have real lives. I mean, they're going through real issues, you know. What Dawn said, she was abused by her husband. She didn't even realize, like, the man she married was not the man she ended up with. And she's like, I can't believe I was in an abusive relationship. And sometimes it happens like that.
Kids.
And there was 3 kids.
He had 3 kids outside of their marriage, and she doesn't have any kids. That's
she
so
can't
messed
have
up.
kids. It's wrong.
No, it's not that she can't have kids.
Oh, she just
didn't have kids.
Yeah.
So that's messed up. You
That's
have 3 children with some other people and your own wife you don't have any kids with. That's tough.
Yeah, and it can totally mess with one's head.
Right.
Yeah.
And not to mention any kind of diseases that you could potentially be bringing to your wife, because you clearly probably weren't safe. Got 3 kids.
Yeah. Can't put it out there like that.
Right.
Yeah, it's
not that's right at all.
Yeah.
Shouldn't do it at all.
We got to do better, guys.
Do better.
Come on, gentlemen. We got to do better.
Yeah.
Talk to your brothers, please. Okay.
I tried, but
Look at
they
me, I'm
won't
looking at me.
listen.
And Michelle A also
Right.
had some other issues. She she alluded to that she's also potentially been in an abusive relationship as well. In addition to when she was pregnant, there were 2 kids that came before hers. One was 4 months, came.
No, she said one came 2 months before hers.
2 months.
And then the other one came 10 months after hers.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So you basically had, what, 3 kids in a year?
Yeah.
3 different moms. Come on, guys. We got to do better than that. And then she said the other one did that, too, and he had 3 kids outside of the marriage.
What can you say?
Or outside of, no, she wasn't married to them, was she? She wasn't married to Dr. Dre.
She wasn't married to Dr. Dre, but she thought she was married to Suge, and then it was revealed through the FBI and IRS that they actually weren't married. So
yeah. So I mean, either way, it's still not okay. You're with someone and you have 3 children, 2 children. That's crazy.
Yeah. And so, like you said, again, you can have all the money in the world, you can have all the fame, and
you still.
But I will say this: even though all those issues were brought up and talked about, they didn't come off like victims to me, and I appreciated that. I mean, in a sense, everybody has a past. Everybody has, you know, good and bad mistakes that you've made that probably put you in all kinds of crazy situations. And I mean, you do play a part in some of the things that you go through. Not everything, of course, but in the sense of not looking at it like, it was just so bad and I can't go on anymore. It's more like, this is what happened to me. It was issues in my life, and I'm still a solid person and still have something to bring to the world. And that's not like the reason why I feel I should get a chance. It's not like, but it's what's in their life, so you can't say nothing.
They're not letting their past situations hold them down. Even with Claudette, although there's a sadness in Claudette's eyes when she was walking down the neighborhood with Shantae Moore, and when Shantae, you know, revealed about her custody with her ex-husband Kenny Lattimore, she wasn't like, yeah, girl, you know, she supported, and she was like, you know, things are gonna get better, you know, and so.
I think more so with her is just that you could tell she's dealing with it right then and there. It's not like she's talking about something that used to be a big problem for her. With the way her eyes look and the way she just sits and gets into a mode when she really gets into her situation, you can just tell it's not over. It's a continuous thing that we hope will get through the show, so we can see those bright and shiny, beautiful eyes.
But did you guys notice when Michel'le asked Don if she ever fought back and they went to commercial? When we came back to the commercial, it was never answered if she ever fought back or not.
I wish they would have shown that.
No, I thought they did. She said after the 15th time, and then she said I did after time number 2.
When was that?
That was when they was in the studio, right?
No.
Well,
when they were getting their feet done, when they were getting their pedicures done, the last question that was asked to Don by Michel'le was, in all the times that it occurred, did you ever fight back? And we went to break, and then once we came back to break, then we went to Shantae prepping for something, I think for a recording. Yeah. So I don't know, maybe it's online at TVOne.tv. So I don't know, maybe that answer is online, because they always have exclusive clips. So you know, what do you guys think?
I don't know. I don't know if she did. She doesn't seem like the fighter type. She seems like I'm gonna leave type.
Yeah.
You never know. You never know.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, she's out of it, so we're glad about that.
I know. She's alive. Yeah. Praise the Lord. Okay.
Face look good.
And praise speaking of praise the Lord, let's go into Shantae.
Jesus, I want you.
Let's go into Shantae. So Shantae Moore was.
Look at this one right here.
Separation. Separated.
Stop touching your breast.
You sound just like Avant when you did that, by the way.
But that's what was the issue on that one. I was like, I mean, I really didn't get to hear too many words from the song, and I wonder how hard it was to get past the red lining. But I think she looked beautiful.
Why can't you hear all the words of the song?
Because there was parts where I was talking to myself like, why has she got this dress on?
I know.
Why are they so nice? Why am I looking at it? Oh, Lord. Jesus been said like 3 times, and I don't even know what Jesus was talking about.
I'm gonna go to the old young Bamm Ericsen, the little Baptist boy. Okay, so from that perspective, you know, we were taught that wearing dresses like that is very inappropriate. I can even go back as far as to say that, you know, women weren't even allowed to be pastors. So now if you jump ahead to new church and modern day church, you have women who are pastors, which I totally appreciate. And they really teach you how it's not about the dress and the image. You know, back when we were kids, you know, all the women had on the two-piece suits, the high shoulder pads, and their legs was covered. You know, you only saw
their cleavage was definitely covered.
Yeah, you know, things like that were just not appropriate. You couldn't even wear sleeveless. Yeah. And so, I mean, what do you guys think? Obviously you think black. You obviously think the dress,
but it's a real thing.
No, this is a perfect example why women are not supposed to dress like that. Okay, I get it. You know, the woman pastor, you could see her cleavage, but she did have a nice dress on. Okay, that, I guess, we can get away with that. But what Shantae had on was not church appropriate, okay? Not at all. First of all, it was a deep plunge, okay? There's a difference between showing cleavage and then a deep plunge to the point where you cannot wear a bra because the plunge is so deep. And that is what she had on. And I was just like, oh, she came out in church like this? How am I supposed to hear Jesus and I'm staring at her breasts? Like, she's got really nice breasts. I remember saying that. Like, oh, her breasts are really nice. And it wasn't for like a few, maybe it was like a minute or two, and I was like, oh, she is singing about Jesus.
But I mean, I don't know. It's not to come at her, but I thought, wasn't that a video? So it was like you projecting that out to the world. Not that you had to be all nunned up or nothing,
but I think she could have dressed nice,
tastefully chill. Like, chill out. That's turned up.
Like, if you looked at Claudette's dress, her dress was flowy. It was really pretty. It was, you know, something like that doesn't show off anything, but still looks really nice. I think Shantae should have.
It took away from her voice.
They were all dressed appropriately, you know, although Little Mo had pants, but again, it's modern day women wear pants in church.
They had pants. I mean, they were sucking the life out of them thighs. It was sucking them. It looked good on her, but it was tight.
But it was appropriate. Side note, I loved how when Little Mo Don and Claudette was walking in, and she said, "How y'all gonna come to church with no Bible in your hand?"
Right.
I like that. And then how they decided to take a tour of the church, and so they were walking in. Praise the Lord, everybody! Praise the Lord! Walking into the Bible, walking into the pastor study. I mean, I really like Little Mo. She's nosy, and she didn't hide the fact that she's nosy. I don't know if I would have, you know, took a tour of the church, but
I would have. I mean, they're also looking for Shantae.
They're also looking for Shantae. So on a side note, I thought that was funny, but yeah, I have to agree. Shantae's dress was not appropriate. If you're doing a live recording, I don't know if this is just something, I don't know if it's for a live gospel CD or if it's just for like her inspirational song for a single that she's doing, but the dress, it's not appropriate.
Either way, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Like, your subject matter does not match your attire. Although the dress was absolutely stunning. I love the dress. She looked amazing in it. I think there's a time and a place for everything, and I think that dress would have been more appropriate at an award show.
No, well,
because her whole back was out.
Yeah,
and the plunge was super deep. So
and it was red. It was just like, look at this box area. It just draws your eyes, and everything else is dark.
But also,
I'm like trying. I'm like, look over here, still can see it. Look over there, still can see it.
But also in the old days, you know, they said red dresses, you know, don't put on that red dress to red.
That is so old school.
I know,
it's so true.
I know
but
that
it's not a good thing.
Images that you project
has nothing to do with God. First of all, just so you know.
I understand that, but a woman in a red dress is sexy.
Not if it's a button up to your neck like that. That's not sexy.
Well, that one button up to her neck.
You're right. But it didn't matter if her dress was red, blue, green, yellow, it still was a sexy dress. I don't think the color mattered so much as the cut of this dress.
But I'm saying with it being a dark dress and a red thing, it draws your eyes in to zoom into the area of her cleavage.
So we can all agree, not appropriate.
But if it was all dark, it still would have been. Yeah.
Let's discuss this song, Jesus, I Want You.
She tore it up. From what I heard, because I was just, you know.
And I have to admit, I was a little distracted, and because I'm, you know, I'm that church boy. I love to hear screaming and squalling. I really only caught when she was singing, when she was on the higher notes, or when she was kind of squalling. That's the parts that really got me. I really wasn't listening to the lyrics because I'm looking to see who's in the audience. I'm looking at her dress.
Her jugs, is that what you were about to say?
Yeah, I was. I had to catch myself.
Jagged.
So, but I mean, I think she sounded great, but I wasn't listening to the lyrics that much.
She did sound, and the song was beautiful. It really was, and I just
need to hear it on audio.
Yes.
I think I'll make it through.
none of it. You can concentrate.
Understand.
The women all seemed touched. They were all crying in the audience. Yeah.
But did you notice Michelle was not there?
Yeah, she wasn't. It
Where
wasn't.
was she? I wonder.
Well, I mean, maybe she had something to do, but there seems to be no animosity or drama.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming if she could have attended, she would have. But, you know, she also has 2 kids.
But that goes to show when you mesh together well, you don't have to be there all the time. It's not going to be a big deal then. If this was R&B Divas Atlanta, we definitely would have been like, oh, why they not there? Oh, she must be going through something or da-da-da-da. With this, it's like, I didn't even notice.
Yeah. So, but overall,
they too cool.
But overall, good. I like the church.
Yeah.
It's a nice church, yeah.
Big old
Hope
church.
House.
And their pastor's beautiful, by the way. Pastor at Hope House, you beautiful girl.
Yeah.
I agree.
She is. She has a nice. And then the makeup artist shiny suit, honey. That shiny suit was giving me life. Shiny. I could see myself in that suit. Like literally, I could see myself. It was so shiny, but it was nice. I liked it.
I'm not gonna comment on that. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave it alone. But I think overall, I think it was a great show. So let's get into news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Well, I have a little bit of news, and this has to do with my girl, Claudette Ortiz. You know how we've been talking about how she's very sad, and so she goes on and she did an interview with GossipOnThis.com, and she was saying how the reason why she looked so sad for the first few episodes is because she really was. This was the lowest point of her life. Before the show, she had been taking odd jobs. So she was a kitchen chef. She had a catering business. She had a cleaning business. And she was doing all these things to raise money to, you know, take care of her kids. And it got to a point where she was homeless. Her kids were in the car. She's driving around trying to find a place to live. And she's just at her lowest point. And she's like, you know, God, don't forget about me. And then she says she gets a text from one of the producers, and he's talking about coming onto the show. So she's like, wow, this is a great opportunity, you know, but I have to do it because I don't have a choice. Even if I didn't want to, I have to do it because I have to take care of my kids. So that gives us some insight as to why Claudette is so sad, and I get it.
Can you imagine being at a restaurant, being like, man, this food good. Go back, say something to the chef. Is that what you do, girl?
Yeah. Oh, she's a cleaning business. You see her pushing them out. Like, how crazy is that? But that just shows you how humble somebody is to go from where they were and not even think like, well, I am a singer. I'm a diva. I shouldn't have to do this. No, she's like, I got to take care of my kids by any means necessary.
And everybody has mountains and valleys that they have to go through.
Right.
Absolutely. And I appreciate how honest she was, because she could have came onto the show and she could have completely fabricated a story about how fabulous her life was, and she chose to be honest. So I respect that. I have some news and gossip too. It had also been circulating that the R&B Divas LA season 1, there was a couple of stops with the production because it was rumored that Kelly Price was being a diva, and so she caused production to stop a couple times.
Do you believe that?
I don't.
Do you believe that?
I don't know. I do-ish kind of, because depending on what she's doing business-wise, what she has on her agenda family-wise, I think that does put you in a mode of, you're not always going to have to be able to agree with everybody. You may look like the diva at some point, but it not be, I don't think it's attitude and acting like Nikki was. But I think it's more so, yeah, she's a diva. She's a powerful, award-winning persona. So yeah, she's gonna not always be able to do what you want her to do, and if she doesn't want to do it, doesn't mean she have to fold.
I kind of believe it. I mean, although I love Kelly and she's cool, so it's hard to believe, but I kind of believe it.
I believe that she did have to stop production, but it's for people who are unfamiliar with reality shows, sometimes they will tape for 2 weeks and then they'll stop and then they'll tape again. So say for instance, like for next week's episode, they're going to Vegas. They could have potentially had shot, up to 2 weeks,
right,
and then planned a trip to Vegas and then shot once they were prepping and flying, getting on the plane to Vegas. So
right.
I believe, me personally, I believe that production probably did stop, but maybe it was because of something that she had to take care of, maybe contractual wise, maybe she couldn't tape. So okay. I don't know. Well, hopefully Kelly, you'll come on and we'll ask you about it.
And sing with you.
Yeah.
We want to see all y'all faces.
Yes.
In person.
Mm-hmm. So I can sing with you.
I just want to talk to you.
And sing with you.
And let's now get into predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Okay, I have a prediction. My prediction is this about these Nacho Mama's monologues, whatever. Nacho Mama's. I don't think all of them are gonna do it.
Well, okay, can I just say something?
What?
You know that because
I don't know that.
But
I have an inkling.
Why do you have an inkling?
Because when I don't want to say that.
Say it.
You gotta say it.
Okay, because
tell the people. That's what we here for.
This happened in LA. We live in LA, and as I was driving down the street a few months ago, I saw the theater where they did this Nacho Mama's monologues, whatever, and there was only 2 divas on the bill, and it was Kelly and Dawn.
There's also clips on YouTube of the monologues.
Was it all of them though?
I didn't want to look at it, so
okay,
I saw it.
I'll just keep that as my prediction. I don't think all of them are going to do the Nacho Mama's monologues.
I hope that maybe it's like a couple weekends and it's like Kelly and somebody one night and then another night.
I hope so.
That's what I'm hoping that it is.
But I was hoping that would be like a big old shebang.
I know. I'm just saying. That's my prediction.
What's your prediction?
I predict that the show is going to make me happy and be a quality show that I'm going to see.
This one here.
You know, these women working, them, you know, doing the Nacho monologues and all that kind of stuff. I'm very satisfied with the quality entertainment that they have established for us on this television show.
For me, this whole monologue thing, it doesn't thrill me.
You're a hater in every sense of the word.
It doesn't thrill me for them to do monologues. I don't know. I'd have to see it, but I would prefer like a nice, good musical or something. You know.
Maybe they're gonna do that.
It's a mesh, I thought.
It's a mesh of that. They're gonna sing too.
Well, they're
gonna sing.
Well, next week we'll see them in Vegas, and they're gonna marry themselves, which I think is gonna be healing for a lot of the women.
Yes.
And then Kelly, there's another event.
And Kelly doesn't show up to her own event.
And Kelly doesn't show up.
And
so now, and everyone is wondering how are you gonna invite us to something and you don't show up?
Right.
So do you guys think that there will be drama with that, or do you think it'll be a peaceful conversation where she apologizes, my bad, something came up, and they forgive her?
We'll see. I don't know.
I say no.
I say we'll see.
Well, and we'll see too. So I guess you guys will have to talk about it next week, right? All right, so let's let everyone know where you can be found.
You can always find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Meg Scoop, like scoop of ice cream. And don't forget, go to SerialBuddies.com and download the movie Adventures of Serial Buddies so you can help us here at AfterBuzz TV.
And you can.
And Meg, let everyone, I'm sorry to cut you off, where can they find your interview with Kevin Hart?
Oh, if you want to see my interview with Kevin Hart, you can go to thatgrapejuice.tv and just click on the link for the Kevin Hart interview, thatgrapejuice.tv. Yes.
And you can find me on Facebook, Alfred Thomas, look for my face, or Twitter, All Eyes on Black, spelled correctly.
And the video?
And the video, I think it's on 106 & Park. It's Fantasia without me video with
What are you
Kelly
doing?
Rose.
Are you making out with her?
I'm dancing.
You're dancing?
I'm
You don't make out with her?
I'm jiving.
Okay.
I'm looking good. You know what I'm saying?
Cool. You should have made out with her. She's nice.
I think,
Just playing.
And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Bamm Ericsen. We want to thank you guys for tuning in to R&B Divas LA Season 1, Episode 2. We will see you guys next week. Thank you guys for watching.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.